So good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We come to you live and direct from the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, where there's a special press briefing that will be presented by the House's Committee Chair on
the last Sunday,
Executive, President Emmanuel Dan, and also the Secretary of Liberia. Thanks for joining us. My name is Prince, and
it means that the level of relationship we have
go through this briefing. Thanks for being there. It's a special briefing.
I'd like to use this occasion to also thank His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Imam for appointing Honorable Jeolini Matthew as the Minister of Information, Culture Affairs and Tourism. Honorable Pia served in his ministry affairs. He was the second person who occupied that position in the absence of Gabriel H. Williams. And he was acting minister before becoming presidential press secretary. In the ministry, when we were here, and we know him, he built his impeccable character. And we are all calling on the Senate not to waste the time to confirm Honorable Jeolini Matthew so that the ministry can run. Having said that, on this Sunday, because it is important about law that the President addresses the nation on the state of affairs. So on Monday, His Excellency President Joseph Numa will address the state of the nation. It is part of our duty here at the Ministry of Information to inform the public on the protocol. Therefore, we have invited on this Sunday the Liberia National Police represented by the Chief of Public Safety, Mr. John Sarr. Representative Ina is the co-chair on the executive at the House of Representatives. We have our own professional colleague who we are very happy of representing us in the House. Honorable Emmanuel Dan, who is the chair on the executive and representative of District Number 7. Our young, energetic, articulated sister, who the President made no mistake to appoint as the Presidential Press Secretary. Madam Kula B. Fofana is in attendance. Without much ado, I'd like to invite the chair on the executive, Honorable Emmanuel Dan, who will open the press briefing. Honorable Dan.
Thank you very much, family. Honorable Samuel Ennott is the co-chair on the executive, as was said by Mr. Family. He's a representative of District Number 6, Montserrat County. So interested in District 6 and District 7 here together, teaming as chair and co-chair on the executive. It makes it look good, right? And so we also like to officially recognize and welcome Madam Kula Fofana, who is the press secretary to the President of the Republic of Liberia. Distinguished colleagues, members of the press, invited guests, would like to say thanks for coming, and I know it is, I don't know if it's like a tradition here that you have press conference on a Sunday, but because this is serious emergency situation, we had to come to address the press on what's unfolding. So, consistent with Article 58 of the Liberian Constitution, the President of the Republic of Liberia on fourth working Monday is to present his agenda to the Liberian people, to the legislature, and so on Monday, the legislature is going to host the President. And the Speaker, Honorable Councillor J. Funati Kofa, the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Thomas Ifala, the Pro Tempore of the Liberian Senate, We have been working jointly, collaboratively, in showing that the success of the president's SONA is achieved. Tomorrow, we host the president. He comes as part of tradition, and he goes through the legislature, and then, as part of preparation, we just want you to know that we're well on course. For the better words to use, all is well as it relates to playing. There are some challenges we may not be able to discuss here, and I think is just less importance to the process. Those challenges we've been able to overcome. And so tomorrow, we're going to have a successful hosting of the President, His Excellency Joseph Yuma Bwaka, to present his legislative agenda. So, Afoka is going to speak to the nation. And in terms of preparation, we try as much as possible to put in place control, so to avoid recurrence of some of the embarrassment that have been happening in many years past. So tomorrow, that place is going to be really restricted. The grounds of the Capitol building is going to be restricted. The rotunda is going to be restricted. No invitation, no access to the rotunda. So that's the first place we want to start with. Once you don't have an invitation to show to the joint security team and the protocol people, you will not be given access to that building. The only place you could try, because some of you receiving passes from the joint security signed by the EPS, is your access pass as a journalist. And so once you don't have it, I'm sorry to say, you will not be given access to the building. The joint chambers is strictly, highly restricted upon invitation or all access. Once you have all access pads, especially as a media person, yes, you're going to be given access to the joint chambers, but we're going to confine you at a particular area. I think you know it's part of the tradition. We don't want a situation where all of us as journalists will have to be passed from one place to another, passing cameras all around and embarrassing the guests, causing distraction. So we have a place up there, the upper part of the chambers, where all of our members of the press will be seated and they can do their coverage. Other colleagues from the media who will not have access passes can just relay or pick up from most of the institutions. We're going to have the Liberia broadcasting system there, LBS broadcasting. They have done a setup there already. Onreal Radio is also going to give it live coverage. So we ask some of our colleagues who may not have access to just do your relay from those institutions. Online platforms, we have Tama TV and LBS already have done a setup there, and it's going to be broadcast live on Cyclone. So people can really sit in video club and just watch it. Some video clubs around, I've already started putting them on the boards so you can go and watch the entire event because it's going to be broadcast live there. For the year, when you enter, we have a big screen we're putting. Those who will not be having access pass to enter the building, you can sit right there, monitor on the live stream. Whatever happens in the building, you're going to hear it, you're going to watch it on the screen outside of the building. For the building, we have asked the joint security to make deployments, and they have deployed. Since this morning, they're going to remain there after the program. So the 17 entry points to the Capitol building are now under control of the joint security. In terms of security protocols, the police will speak to that. So for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we had a conversation with the Acting Chief of Protocol, Madam Antonia Wallo, and all invitations. This year, we decided to print 400 invitations. All along, we've been told that they've been doing 500. And our committee, the executive committee, decided to work with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and we have been we have been successful in reducing it to 400. Because if we have been having 500 Templars and we continue to complain about overcrowdedness, we decided to reduce it to 400. And so with, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has sent out all of the invitations. Those who have not received their vehicle passes will still have to come to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Chief Clerk's Office of the House of Representatives. So some of the vehicle passes are there, but you have to come with your invitation, your official invitation, so you can take delivery of your vehicle passes. If you don't have it, the security will not give you access to the place. It's just one day's event. We have His Excellency, we have to protect, and it is our responsibility to ensure the safety of the President. And so these are formalities. These are things that have been put in place. If you went to the yard, you see everything that's under control right now. In terms of sanitation, GSA and the MCC have been there working, ensuring that our place is clean, tidied up. You will see some mobile toilets there. And we have people making sure that the place is well taken care of. Also, we have GSA that has done the connection from the building to outside. So wherever in our building, outside the building, the yard you are, you'll be able to monitor exactly what the President is saying. Even if you don't want to monitor a radio station, we have the speakers outside already. So we just want to inform the public. There's no need to go and overcrowd that whole place. You know, there's control we put in place. All of us are concerned about the safety of the President. The security measures very high. The restriction here is going to be high. Even we want to send a message, if you're government official, maybe Minister of Destiny, or former government official, if you don't have access pass or invitation, official invitation, you wouldn't receive access to the building. So we just ask everyone to monitor the media institutions, and then whatever you want to know from the President's speech, you can know. I think so far, that's the detail we want to give in terms of preparation. Well on course, we are about 98% ready for the President tomorrow. The 2% I'm talking about is just for us to go and clean the place again, make it smell sweet, put some air fresheners, you know, and we serve for the President. But we're 98% ready now to host the President tomorrow successfully under the gavel of the Speaker, Honorable Councillor J. Fonatikofa, and members of the legislature. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, distinguished colleagues, thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Dan. So we will take the
To the voice of Emmanuel Dan. He's a chair on executive at the House of Representatives. They're giving an overview as to how the President's annual address will be like tomorrow. And we have here the Chief of Public Safety of the Liberia National Police, Jones.
Honorable Dan have said almost 60 or 75% of what is required of us. And so I will be adding up to what he said. Effective tomorrow morning, when the block connects to the executive mansion, only vehicles that were given pass or passes letting the program will be allowed to fly around. We're also going to close the unknown soldier. Regular traffic passing through the executive mansion will be halted on tomorrow. And then it will be open for guests that will be coming. Say almost everything. We don't want you to come there if you're not invited. Please, if you were not invited, do not come there. It says we're looking at 351st. With this money again, he told me that we are going to make it to 400, so they have added it to 400. It will be less than 400, but not more than 400. It will be now one above 400. We will check those seats one by one to avoid overcrowdedness. And if you are impressed and you are given the opportunity, because there will be all asset passes, and there will be pass restricted only on the outside, where you can relay from the inside. If you were not given the accreditation for all assets, remain to where you were actually to be. Please let us avoid unnecessary embarrassment and then follow all of our security protocols. As Honorable Gan said already, all of our big places, the entrances to the capital, they are all right now under security watch. And then tomorrow we're going to close the roads. We're not going to close all the roads because we're not expecting international guests coming from the airport. So we're going to cordon the capital building. Let me stop here. If you have any question for me, then later we can talk about it.
Thank you, Mr. Sam. So before we bring in the Presidential Press Secretary, let me just read to you the security protocol. Joint Security Protocol. Joint Security announces public safety protocol for President Bwakai's State of the Nation address. The Joint Security announces to the general public protocol for the pending State of the Nation address of President Bwakai, which is scheduled for Monday, January 29, 2024 at the Capitol Hill, Monrovia. Operators of vehicles, motorbikes, and keke are also adhere to these measures. 1. The regular traffic will be allowed to flow up until 3 p.m. on Monday, January 29, with vehicles flying from ELW Junction through Tottenham Boulevard towards Central Monrovia will be diverted from Famuma Junction through Simcoe by assigned officers. 2. That on Monday, January 29, 2024, vehicles flying from Central Monrovia through Simcoe will be diverted through Galatown. All are asked to stay clear of the Capitol building if they do not have any role to play with the State of the Nation address. I repeat, all are asked to stay clear of the Capitol building if they do not have any role to play with the State of the Nation address. Regular traffic through Capitol Hill is expected to be resumed immediately after the President's convoy shall have left the Capitol building. The Joint Security apologizes for any inconveniences these protocol may cause. And this announcement is signed by H. Moses Carter Sr., Head of Joint Security Media Relations Team, Republic of Liberia. Without much ado, I'd like to invite one of my bosses in government, Presidential Press Secretary, Madam Tula B. Fofana.
Thank you very much, Lawrence. And let me start by saying good afternoon to the media, the Fourth Estate. And I'd like to recognize the chairperson and executive, Honorable Emmanuel Dan, and the team, as well as the security team. For us at the Executive Mansion, is specifically about providing the backstopping support. As you know, and as you rightfully mentioned, tomorrow's event is President Bwakai's responsibility constitutionally to address the nation, to tell the nation where we are, and to lay out his legislative agenda for the coming year, and to show the Liberian people there. So our role, since this is in partnership with the legislature by virtue of his constitutional responsibility, that's why we're providing the support. And I was smiling when he said the legislature is about 98% prepared. But we want to work with them, and he showed that that 98% goes up to 99.9%, so that we're all very set for tomorrow. But I can inform the public here that His Excellency President Joseph Imam Bwakai is in high spirit. He's happy, he's looking forward to addressing the nation, his first annual message. And I can tell you that it's going to be about where we are as a country, what's the status of the economy, and our plans for taking the country forward. So we look forward to working with the team and ensuring that everything goes to plan. And for us at the Office of the Press Secretary, we will be there. We will be there to help coordinate as much as we can. We'll also try to have some presence in terms of our desk, and where the information needed, we can provide as soon as possible. We want to have some visibility as well, and to be able to engage the media. And I will also ask that you all give us all the necessary support that you can give. As they've mentioned, if there is no invitation, kindly respect the orders and rules to be able to follow the program via other mediums that they've explained. If you don't have invitation, please do not force it. It's not about stopping the media from covering or doing their job, but it's also about breaking in some control. So let's ensure that all those with invitation to please be there in time, because as you all know, sometimes people go there very late, and when you try to force it with, oh, I'm a journalist, I want to come in, I have invitation, but please try to be there at least an hour or 2 hours ahead, to be able to ensure that security checks are made, that all of the necessary things that you need to do is well taken care of. So again, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be able to talk to you all, and we look forward to taking questions as necessary. And we're working together as a team, coordinating with the legislature as well as protocol. And I can assure you as well, the EPS is also well on course in terms of ensuring that this annual message, the first annual message, is delivered in a very good atmosphere. So again, thank you. I look forward to engaging. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Superintendent. We'd like to take question, and the Assistant Director for Public Affairs is President Mark Coordinator. Honorable Down, please stand on the podium.
So all those with questions, please from the queue. Five questions.
Congratulations, Honorable Dan. You say that you people are 98% ready based on what we experienced on Monday last week, tomorrow making it a week. I'm concerned about the electricity, the AC, restaurants, and the PA system. How can you address yourself to that? Are we asking all the questions to everybody and sit down? Oh, okay. That's only one I'm asking.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sharif. And I think those are major constraints. Yes, I did mention 98%, and in fact, after a year, I don't know if Director Famula and Press Director from the Senate and the team, they just joined us to do a little 5-minute tour of things that we have done, so you see that we are ready. But I'm saying 98% because we're still there cleaning in place, wiping the doors and still, putting water in place. We're trying to set up the water system. Okay, so you talked about the AC. Yes, you're right. We don't want to experience the heat that was experienced. And in fact, that's why we have reduced the number to 400. We have installed 8 different 100 split units in the John Timbers. If you went there now, you don't have one sweater, I'm sorry for you. The place is chilly cool, very, very prepared, ready. Brand new ACs were installed. We went over there up to 1 this morning, and the installation have been done. You talked about the bathroom, yeah, restrooms. We have the maintenance people in charge of that. There's boreholes been done, so water running through the building. And we are setting up water system. We don't want a situation where somebody is thirsty and they got to be looking for water all over the place to drink. So we are setting a water system station about 2 different places. You're thirsty, anywhere that place, you can just get a bottle of water and drink. And you're trying to make the water very cool. And so yes, if you went there, you see the rotunda has been prepared. After the speech, there is reception for the president. So we are using the rotunda for the reception of the president. And that place has already been decorated. You can do a tour from here, so we show you the place. You wouldn't believe when you get there. So we are prepared in terms of your concerns. All is well on course.
All right, so my name is Prince. So I think either you can answer. Prince Moba from Crown Perfect, who was on that team. Either you can answer my question. Well, also, judging from what happened during the inauguration, where we experienced a very bulky speech for the president, about 4-page document. How is the press secretary and the chair of the executive is working in ensuring that the State of the Nation address speech that will be delivered by the president is concise and to the point to avoid other unnecessary things that will take more time? How are you working on that? That's my concern.
Okay, so I believe the press secretary will add sufficiently to your concern, but this is what I know from our end. The speaker and I have been having conversation, our committee, and so we express this concern. Look, I want us to understand this is not constitutional. We've made this thing a competition amongst leaders, where when you're young, people question your ability to stand and talk for long. Your intellectualism, that's why they argued about the debate. So at times people say, oh, there's other president, let's see him able to talk for 4 hours. The man able to talk for 4 hours. We have a president that is of age. We must respect his excellency. He's not a young person. And so for us, the speaker and the executive committee, we have expressed concern. It's about his agenda. If you were to ask me, I continue to say I said I was your busy the last time, and I'll stick to that. I would want the president to speak for at least 30 minutes. He can present the rest of the media. You can digest it. You can do your own analysis and get the comment to the speaker. We can circulate. People can get it from the website. It is inconceivable to me to have the president or Liberian people telling that the president must come and talk for 4 hours. I think it's unfair to His Excellency, and it's a concern to our committee. Maybe, I don't know if the press secretary will speak to that. If I spoke with the Minister of Destiny of Minister of State. I don't know where they are with that, but I continue to push for that. 30 minutes, sufficient for the president. I can tell you that.
So before we go further,
the press secretary
okay, let me talk about the aspect of the speech, and we take all your concerns. However, I like to inform the public that the situation of what happened during the inauguration was not necessarily due to the length of the speech. And want to let you all know that the office of the presidency will provide and outlay the agenda. So it's not to tell you it's going to be 2 pages, 5 pages, 20 pages. Trust me, we are all concerned. But however, the agenda of the country is the most important thing. And we can assure you that we have substantive content of the agenda, and that the president will deliver the agenda to the Liberian people. So I don't want people to think that, oh, the president is unable to read 5 pages, 40 pages, or 30 pages. That's not the message. The president, with what happened, you all know that there were lots of challenges as of the inauguration program. The heat exhaustion, there were international people, there were even a Liberian who came from the United States, also passed away. There were international guests who went off, and a lot of different things happened, even some of us who were in attendance. The heat was super. Just to let the Liberian people know that there are strategies in which we intend to communicate to the Liberian people, but it's not about the length, how short or how long, but the delivery will happen tomorrow, and all of you be there to witness the occasion. Thank you.
So we take 3 more questions and call it a day.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Dan and the rest of the guests. My name is Kuran Thompson, and I report for the Truly Independent New Dawn newspaper. My concern has been driven to the issue of security protocol Well, prior to the inaugural program, the police IG appeared on this podium, laying out security protocols, and he even gave his word that the place was going to be safe. Absolutely no one was going to be allowed in without a pass. And then we encountered a national disaster. So what assurance can you give us this time around that the ground will be actually secure after your first word and then we encounter a national disaster? Thank you very much.
Yes, I attended a program with my IG for operations here, and he assured us that things were going to work. But are you saying that it is the security cost? No. Am I saying that it is your cost? No. Am I saying that it is all of us cost? So, we have put in place the necessary security mechanism that will make this program a success tomorrow. And I can show you that we said 400, it will be 400. If we say no pass, no entry, there will be no entry if you don't have a pass. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Austin Lisa. I'm a broadcaster of Voice of Palestine. So I want to follow up on Mr. Sheriff's question, and basically for us in the counties, we relay from radio stations or from online platforms. So I'm relaying from LBS, for example, and the station goes off. Now, how can you tie that in with kind of selecting media institutions that will come to cover the program, and perhaps some of the stations we relay from might not be there? What are the assurances that these stations that will be bringing the program live will remain on while you do the program tomorrow? Thank you.
Okay, so when it comes to that, both departments at the House of Representatives out of the Senate, they have people who cover those places, the entire legislature. They have media institutions that cover. So I believe they have received accreditation to that. For the event tomorrow, if you have it, all we are saying, you can contact for me, I don't know those that they provide accreditation to. You can contact the media department from the Senate is here. You can contact Robert. He has received the passes for the media. For any reason you wouldn't be selected to give coverage, we ask you to just relay from some of your colleagues. ECOWAS Radio has a water coverage. They are always on. LBS have water coverage. They are always on. So, yeah, there are other media institutions that you can just relay from. No matter what, the summons address of the president will be heard. And you can have an opportunity to relay. And something I jumped over, I think it was a concern about LEC. Mr. Sharif just came to me. I want you to know that the entire grounds, the legislature will remain on from today till Monday evening. Honorable Moni Captain has been attending our meetings, and he made a commitment in one of the meetings that on Sunday, from 12 midday to Tuesday evening, LEC will not bat the eye on Capitol Hill. And so they've been working. Yes, they've been working, and you can experience, you go there now, you will see no bobbing out of LEC. All right. Besides that, we have the generator that going to be run simultaneously. Yes, just in case. I know somebody might want to ask it, but I LEC. Even though they are saying, but it will get back away. Yeah, if that happens, the generator in just 2 seconds will pick up. So we set for that already.
Last and final question.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Prince J. Mary. I report my talk to I think you have already explained all 90% and Hussein. specifically when it comes to the accreditations of the media institutions, where will you be getting all of the accreditation from? So last bit from me, in terms of the address of the president, will you be sitting or staying? So yes, like that.
Okay, so there's a standing procedure. The president arrives, he is escorted to the podium, and he begins to address the nation while standing. There is a standing procedure. I know everybody will be asking about why you want to change the protocol. And I just want, it's not a decision like I told you on the one about, making the speech short. Yes. Again, the procedure is there, but I continue to tell people, there's a need to have seats on the stage. If the president wants to sit, he should sit. Why should we deny His Excellency his right to sit because we want to send a message to people that he's energetic, he's strong? I am asking my people, I told the speaker, Mr. Speaker, somebody, and the speaker has been supporting me that. Our leadership, somebody needs to show me in the law where I'm trying to find it, I can't find it. What part of the law that says the president should come and stand to speak to the people for the time he wants to speak? I have not seen it. So I'm asking them. I told the protocol people, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I told GSA, get seats. The president wants to sit, allow him to sit. And stop politicizing these things. There's nothing in the law that says that. The president wants to sit, allow him to sit. Obviously, I know Uncle Joe, the president, who is so strong and energetic, wouldn't want to do it. And I'm trying to talk to maybe the press secretary that will speak to that later on. All of these things are just part of the formalities. Yes, it's just been like dying time past where it's not a law. There's no law that says the president should come and stand to speak. So if it happens on tomorrow, stem of approval. Obviously, the president has his own decision to make. If he's going to accept standing, obviously we cannot do anything about it. If he wants to sit, it's a celebration for us too. My interest is in showing that the president presents his agenda to the Liberian people. And I believe strongly he is healthy, he's strong, energetic, he's ready, willing to serve his country. He's prepared for his speech tomorrow. I believe so strongly. Another thing we're going to do is to provide a holy room for the president. So I'm going to put all of you to test, those of you who are going to follow us. And I will watch all of you. We'll go on camera. From the ground floors to the timbers. Climb the first step and see if you will rest as young as you are. Climb the second step and see if you will take a break. So what more about people who are older than us? So what is wrong when we ask the president, ask the people in the sample of the president? The president should come at least ahead of time. We have provided a holy room where he can go and sit. There's some cool air, and we take him in 4 o'clock. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And because guess what? The route the president is using, we don't have elevators there. The president is going to climb those stairs. And I know every day what it means for some of us who climb those stairs. And so these are things we're putting in place to make sure our president is protected. He comes to the legislature and feels comfortable, giving the best atmosphere he needs and deserves, in fact, to present his speech to the people. So with that, all is set. Yes, we are ready for the president tomorrow. From here, you want to come, we can take a tour. You see where we're going to receive the president from, places that we're going to pass, and how the entire protocol is going to look like for tomorrow. Director?
Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't initially understand that. As you stood here, you just asked all of the questions. So I'm sorry about that. But let me first of all begin with the LMP. How do you hope to tie in the community outreach to the success of the operation, other than just using the radio? Because there are many of those who might not know about this new, rules of traffic that have been put in place. So I hope I can get an answer from you. Last but not the least, I was very elated when I heard that Kula had been appointed as the press secretary to the president. In my estimation, I think she's up to the task. The year is what is being talked about in the press. How are you going to tie tardiness with the success of your job? In other words, you're too young to be late at these kinds of occasions. It started yesterday and today, 1 hour, 19 minutes. You kept us here. Some of us peeled off from churches just to be here because of Kula. Is this how you're going to treat the press?
First of all, let me say thank you. I'll start with the last question and then continue from my brother's responses when it comes to the aspect of the readiness and the conversation. So we all know that tomorrow is a big day. And between when we were appointed to now, we've been running, we've been doing a lot of things, we've been working. In fact, just last night I was on Spoon, but you won't believe I had come from Bomi. That time, on Saturdays, the traffic, it can be easy, especially around the Douala end. So we understand these things. And for today, we've been, a lot of things happening, not a justification, but I can tell you, this issue about being young, I do not understand what does it mean, because I am, yes, relatively the way I look, but I take my job very seriously. And of all places that I've worked, and some of you have followed some of our stories for a very long time, I was co-chairperson on the Vision 2030. I was deputy to Dr. Topa Nancy Potet. And when President Sirleaf was serving as the head of the post-2015 development agenda, something that culminated into the Sustainable Development Goals, I also served on the team when she was selected by the United Nations. I've done a lot of different work. I've worked with in the media, because I heard a lot of media folks say, oh, she's not a journalist, but I have a first degree. My first degree is in mass communications. I went to AIM University in 2011 when I graduated with cum laude. And I practiced earlier on with Truth FM. I used to be an intern there. And then later on started doing actual broadcast journalism and on TV. And I was also one of the producers at the time. Mary Williams and Mr. Ambrose Ma was there at the time. I was a producer of the Truth Breakfast Show. Besides that, before that with Star Radio, I used to produce a program called Gender Matters. After Star Radio, we were on Unknown Radio, the famous Let's Talk About Sex program with PSI talking about reproductive health and rights issues. So the media is not something I'm very new to. I've been around the media for quite some time. And I'm a married woman. I have 3 children. I'm currently doing law. I'm a third-year law student. I come with a lot of different things when it comes to the post that I hold. And I'm a 35-year-old woman, and according to our constitution, the national youth policy is 18 to, internationally 18 to 25, you were young, but in Liberia, 35 and below. So yeah, I'm in my last year of being a young woman, according to the Liberian constitution. I'm a full-grown woman. I have my own thing, my family, and things going on. So that besides the point, I think it was important to talk about that, because it is obvious sometimes when you're a woman and you are young, quote-unquote young, people think that it comes with incompetence, but I take my job very seriously, and I can tell you, beginning tomorrow, you will see the role and the goal of what we intend to do with the Office of the Press Secretary. Right now, as we speak, my team is working on a lot of paraphernalia. As you see, some banners, some brochure, the profile of His Excellency, the President and Vice President. You also see a banner of talking about the state of the nation. You also see different things happening. Our intent is to take the presidency to the Liberian people, because we serve as the gateway between the presidency and the public, both locally and internationally. Yes, we want to take this office very seriously. So I don't think people see being a female, being young, relatively it means you're incompetent. Please, let's erase that. On the comments about the readiness of the president, I think one of our problems in this place is we take issues that shouldn't be of issue, make it the issue. What do I mean? Journalism or the media try to control the narrative. So what do you feed your public with is what is important. Tomorrow should be about the content of the message. And not whether the president will lay down and talk, sleep and talk, sit down and talk, sit down and talk. Of course, there are legitimate concerns about electricity, about water, about the bathroom, about other things. So it's important that we all think and inform our people what the president will be saying tomorrow. What will be his legislative agenda? That should be the key concern. That should be the key concern in how you tailor the message. Ask questions. Talk to ordinary Liberians. What is the interest of the Liberian? The Liberian we're interested if the president gonna walk the stairs. They want to know what he's gonna say. How he's gonna address the economy. What are the issues of the economy? How has he met this economy? I mean, the former president talked about what they left in the cupboard. Is that the reality? What is the actual reality? What is happening? What is in the cupboard? What did we meet? What debt do we owe? Since the HEPE completion point during Madam Shirley's regime, how high has our debt portfolio gone? Those are the essential issues that you journalists should be able to communicate with the people. Talk about what are those issues. The bread and butter, the transportation issue, gasoline, electricity, the consistency of electricity, education, health, the diaspora connection, and those are things the president is going to talk about tomorrow. Education, our schools. Who are the people he's bringing in his cabinet? How qualified and competent are they? Are they going to be business as usual? On issue of corruption, what will be his stance? So these are the things that we hope that you journalists will pick up and elevate and have the Liberian people be interested in those conversations. Be interested because journalists, whether you like it or not, you control the narrative. When people wake up in the morning, they want to turn on the radio, they want to know what's happening. If you tell them, today, we're coming, the president will hold a stick and we're walking up the stairs, that will be the narrative. But if you tell the Liberian people that the president is speaking about his plan for agriculture, right now, as some of you may know, do you know that our budget has been, for a long time, 95% of recurring costs? What does that mean? You just pay people to go to work, 25% or less, 95%, just 5%. For the actual work, what is the president's agenda to ensure that we change that around? How are we going to make sure we set this country on the right trajectory? And the thing for tomorrow is the rescue mission, rebuilding trust. Okay. We have to rebuild trust for the Liberian people. We have to rebuild trust in the economy. We have to rebuild trust in the educational sector. We have to rebuild trust in the health sector. How people are going to take pay. Talk about salary. Harmonization was a big thing during this home regime. You should be interested in those conversations instead of all those little things. If you're a journalist, your concern should be how the president may deliver tomorrow. Let's have a conversation on what did he say. Let's ask those critical questions. And we're here to help. We're here to support. Whatever we can do to make your job easier, please reach out. Send me a text. Call me if you need me, if you need us to talk. Let me know. For me, my goal is not to label journalists or to label media institutions. No. Whether you're opposition media, you're this media, the fact that you have a platform, you have audience. And I want your audience. I want the people to know the activities of the presidency. So let's have a dialogue. Let's have a dialogue. Let's build. At the end of the day, yes, your media institutions are doing a job, but it's about the image of the country. It's about the image of the country, and you play a very important role. That's why the media is called the fourth estate. The fourth estate. So let's use the power that we have to project the narrative. We're not saying do not speak the truth. We're not saying do not report, because of course, the basic of journalism should be the ABCs, the accuracy, balance, and credible. The credibility is important. And let it be clear. Let it be clear. So, at the end of the day, we're open. Let's have a conversation, let's talk, let's engage, let's tell the story of the Liberian people so that the Liberian people can understand. Be realistic. We're not saying you should make sure you should tell you shouldn't shout. If you can't get me directly on the line, send me text. If I don't reply immediately during my review section, I'll definitely give you a reply back. So again, thank you. We look forward to engaging with you. We look forward to tomorrow. We look forward to a post-delivery analysis, and we can all be there. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be on ELBC to talk about, of course, the State of the Nation, the program tomorrow. Feel free to let me know how we can, make your job easier. And one more thing, please, those of you who are working with the community radio station, please ensure we want to be able to reach out to our people. Because information, even though, yes, we have technology, internet, and whatnot, but our people still, up to today, rely and use the traditional radio to listen to content. So let me know how we can help to work along with you to provide us content that is necessary. So again, thank you. I'm always happy to talk to you. Thank you.
All right, so thanks for following up.
Yeah, I said you've done well, but you're not 100% there. Because we're talking about outreach community outreach. How do you get to them between now and
the radio stations? We pray and hope that when the schedule of the press secretary is adjusted, we can have that media dialogue right in the press conference hall, the Charles William Press Hall, so that you can have some acquaintance and you too can speak of your mind. That will be off record, right? Yes, tell we discuss each other and the way forward. That the interest of the government is based on the community, the rural area, because Monrovia alone, is not Liberia to be disseminated information only here. For those of you who network can go across